What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Pit Life Barbecue Podcast, the podcast where we talk everything barbecue and a lot of other topics that you normally talk around the pit, coming to you live from the Uncle Steve Shake Studios in Center Bondstead, New Hampshire. Thank you all for tuning in. We appreciate you. And like I say, can't start the barbecue week without starting on Monday. So here we go. Daddy Dutch, what's up? Matt Pereira. Yeah, on time, Dutch.
Time.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He swears and everything. It's beautiful.
I do too. I try to keep it good for camera.
No, you don't have to. We're not FCC regulated. You let it fly.
Like even Big D is exactly on time. Wow.
Yeah. Gabriel Joe's Meat Market. What's happening, brother? What, guys and gals, today's episode brought to you by Uncle Steve Shake. What can I say? Uncle Steve, incredible guy, shirt off his back kind of guy.
Hi, Matt.
18 amazing flavors. The original, the Gator Shake, the competition line, the Mi Amigo Magic Ribs Sweet Dessert Shake. If you're looking for a flavor profile, chances are has it. He wears all the hats. He's mixing the shake. He's bottling, labeling, packaging, shipping, everything. If you call, he's the one answering the phone. Email, he's replying to your email. He might even call you or email you if he has a question about your order. He just wants to make you happy in everything you're doing. Check him out at UncleStevesShake.com and on Facebook. Follow along on his page, Uncle Steve Shake Nation. Uncle Steve Shake, shake some on everything. Also brought to you by Joe's Meat Market, the diamond of Royce City, Texas. Gabriel and his crew do an incredible job. The protein selection is unbelievable. Anything you need a specific cut, thickness, thin, he got you covered. If you're looking for something Gabriel might not have, he'll work with you to get it in, to get whatever you're trying to cook done. He wants to make you happy. Fresh produce brought in daily from all us comp and backyarders, got us covered too. Lines of rubs, seasoned sauces, now carrying smoky wood barbecue products, splits, chips, chunks, pellets, the whole nine. And his house line of seasonings. And while you're there, if you're getting a little hungry, you know how shopping goes. He's got you covered too. Gabriel's mom is behind the counter whipping up some of the freshest, authentic Mexican cuisine out there. So grab a plate, sit down, make a new friend over barbecue, and just enjoy life. So check him out, follow in, and swing by and tell him I sent you. And remember, Joe's Meat Market for the win.
Is this the one that's in Royce City?
Yes.
Okay. Good news stop when we're going through Texas. Because everybody looks for Buc-ee's in Royce City. So Joe's Meat Market in Royce City.
Joe's Meat Market. Tell Gabriel I sent you, and he'll take care of you. Incredible guy. Awesome store. And also, finally, but not least, brought to you by the Champions Barbecue Alliance. I have gotten the green light to not do the read, to absolutely take the gloves off and let it rip. All right, we are 3 weeks away from the first leg of the Triple Crown in Rutland, Vermont. All right, guys, sign-ups are still open. It has been a hell of a weekend for this Triple Crown. So, here's the latest. We all know Rhode Island is a Jack Daniels auto. Nothing's changed there. Rhode Island is now a 50-50. So you got a flip of a coin on getting your name called for the Jack. So sign up and let's go. And then New Hampshire came in out of nowhere and caused some waves yesterday. The Chick Farm Barbecue Classic in Litchfield, New Hampshire is officially a Jack Daniels automatic. 2 out of 3 contests are automatic and the others are 50-50. What are you waiting for? And oh, by the way, in case none of y'all own a calendar, that New Hampshire contest is your absolute last opportunity for the Jack Daniels for this year, because it is the last weekend in July. And as far as I know, there's no contest on Monday or Tuesday. So anywhere in the country, come on, this is your last shot at an auto. So thanks to Big Dog Sauce, Matt's Backyard Barbecue, and the Champions Barbecue Alliance, it is time to bring the heat, folks. All right. I saw Matt Pereira. There he is. Vermont, what I say? Michelle, they're all yelling at me. What the hell did I do now?
Nothing.
All right, let's go back. Big D, what's up? Judge Wep, what's happening? Uncle Steve, I'll call you even if you don't have a question late at night just to talk. That's a factual question. That's factual and comment. He will call you at all hours of the night. It's wonderful. I love talking to Uncle Steve. Larry Vaughn, afternoon from South Jersey. Jeff Costa, the only true New England barbecue podcast from Coast. That's right, Jeff. Thank you. Waypoint Barbecue. Carlos Calzada, Smoking Los, brother. What's up? Hired Gun, Daddy Dutch, and Stay Tough Mark.
He starts on time.
Yeah. Normally I'm fashionably late. Normally I'm about good 3, 4. All right, I'll even it up at 5 minutes. Normally, Stephen Pfeiffer, let's go, brother. Obviously, you have heard all the good news, and did I mention Stephen Pfeiffer is coming? And he's bringing a friend to the Vermont contest, a gentleman named, what's his nickname? Margarita Bobby, a.k.a. Mr. Robert A. Smith from First Class Barbecue. Yes, the 8-time world champion will be in Vermont. So let's go.
A lot of time with him this last few weeks at Memphis in May.
Oh, he's awesome. He's awesome.
He's a sweetheart. His daughter Dakota did very well.
Yeah, and I think the whole family's coming up too.
Yeah.
So they're gonna have a great time. Bobby Stewart, and there is my man live from Trinidad and Tobago, Cooking with Stephen and Jacqueline. Brother Stephen, what's up? Ladies and gentlemen, let's get down to it. Our guest involvement in the cooking world just goes on and on and on. Caterer, competitor, world food champion, live fire world champion, and much more. And we're going to get into those and the much more. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show, Michelle Ogwin. Michelle, thank you so much for taking the time to join me.
Oh, I appreciate you guys having me here. It's an honor, obviously, to be included in all these podcasts here lately. And this one, obviously, you obviously have a great following because my Facebook and Instagram's gone bananas since you announced I was going to be on the show. So I appreciate it. I was like, who's stalking me today? It's okay. It's okay. But yeah, no, it's been a great adventure. For those that don't know me, obviously some of the chat do, and I'm sorry if I don't know your faces. But I am Michelle O'Gwen with Ain't of Life Barbecue. Me and my husband Brandon have been competing together since 2013. But me before that, I got into competition barbecue probably 2007, 2008. First as an ambassador for Memphis in May. If anybody knows what ambassadors are, they're the liaisons between the staff and the teams to help get things to them more faster, just to relay information and stuff, whatnot. And then I also had a friend of mine at the time ask me to help with a local contest, get it going and keep it, because the lady who was over judging at that time was just not wanting to do it anymore. And so she asked me to come step in. And so the Arlington Barbecue Burnout, which is a local city just north of Memphis. Mm-hmm. Honestly, right now, me and my husband currently run that one. And we are a 62-team barbecue contest. It's Memphis Barbecue Network.
Yeah.
Judging. So we still run that one. It's in October. And we sell out every year on that one. We've done a really good job of keeping that one rebuilt and that one going. But we also, like I said, we run the judging for Memphis in May right now. My husband is what I call front of house. He's the one that the judges see and the team see at the cooks meetings. And I'm the one that do all the admin stuff, the things behind the scenes, like getting results out, getting stuff to media, making sure that the auditors, which H&R Block has been our auditors for the last couple of years, making sure they have what they need so they can key the scores, because we don't key the scores. We do have CPA firms that do that for us and get that going. And then also this year, Memphis in May added kids divisions and a steak division. And so they kind of worked us a little harder this year than normal, but that's fine. But it's helping grow the contest and get things back to where we want it to be and be more cook centric and barbecue centric and stuff like that. We can talk a little further in detail on that.
Yeah.
But we also do competitively cook. We've been competitively cooking together as a couple since 2013. Like I said before, I was with other teams before we got together. Our team name is Ain't of Life Barbecue. We don't just do barbecue. We do Burger Fest. We do Popper Fest. We do Wing Fest. We do barbecue, tacos. We just like to competitively cook. And that's kind of how we got into World Food. Was we just like cooking all kinds of things food. My husband's specialty, he likes to cook seafood. So he cooks in the seafood category at World Food. I think we might have been the first family last year where my husband competed in seafood. I competed in live fire, and our 9-year-old at the time competed in junior.
Wow.
So all 3 of us competing in the same weekend at World Food last year. My husband got bumped down to 9th because of the way they do the MasterChef program. My son got 4th. Him and his teammate was little Gringa out of Texas. It was him and her, only them 2. She's 13, he's 9. And they took 4th place out of high school kids that are in culinary school.
Wow. And that's awesome.
I was very impressed with them. They only cooked together once. They had one practice night together 2 days before the event. They'd only been Zooming before each other. So for them to pull that off at their age, I was very impressed with. And then I took live fire and I took 3rd place in Firewoman at World Food. So it was a very successful year for Team Ain't of Life and Future AQ for our group of people. And I'll go into more detail on which categories we did and what entries returned and stuff like that. And then, like I said, and we got the Bitches of Barbecue that's going on with us too, which is coming up in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, sorry, 3 weeks, which is a lady only rib cook-off.
Yeah.
And it is really just to get women out of their comfort zone and show that they can do it. I know they can do it because it's not that hard. It's not that hard. And the more that they're getting out there, the more they're doing it, they're like, oh, I can do it. And it's a fundraiser for domestic violence charities.
Okay. Yeah. I was going to ask, what's it for and how did it come about? Is this the first time or
no, this
first year event or?
This is the 3rd year actually. So
okay.
First year we did it as a beneficiary for Operation Barbecue Relief.
Mhm.
And then the second year, last year, we did it for this Family Crisis Center in Northwest Mississippi, because I think they're not getting the attention they need. And I think with being a women only cook off, it kind of just kind of fitting to do them as the charity. But they handle all the rape cases and molestation cases in Northwest Mississippi. So they are the safe place for people to have the counseling sessions and have the appointments with the police department so that their cases can be properly handled. And they don't get as much grant money as people like Operation Barbecue Relief and other people do. So last year we were able to donate $5,000 to them.
Oh, that's wonderful.
They can get grant money down to, they can also get grant money matched if they wanted to. So that helps them out, where, 5,000 OBR is not as much money to them, but that meant so much more to them than it did OBR. And nothing against OBR, don't get me wrong. I love that charity as well. But I just felt that with our cause and the amount of resources we had, that was the best fit for that money. And we're doing that again this year. That's the same beneficiary for this year. So we have a silent auction. We should have a belly flop challenge. So the bitches contest is literally women only, rib cook-off only. Men can't help. They have to party by the pool. They're forced to rely. So it's like a belated Father's Day present.
Okay, I can dig that.
Father's Day, they're forced to smoke cigars, drink beer, and hang out by the pool, have belly flop, play cornhole, while the women cook the ribs.
I could get into that. I could get into that.
Oh, it's become a thing. It's like, I've had sponsors like, I can't sponsor you because of the name, and I get it, but the girls don't want me to change the name. They love it.
Yeah.
They want that belt buckle, and I'm going to show you the belt buckle.
Yeah, belt buckles never get old.
Nope, we find the balance. So,
that's gorgeous.
That says "bitches" on it for some reason, but it's great. I mean, I love it. I've got interest to go international with it. I'm working through some plans on that, because in Europe there's not enough female competitor contests. The females are being overshadowed there, and I've had requests to take it over there, but all the girls that have been a part of the original group, they don't want to lose what we have here. So if it's going to expand, it's going to have to be regional, and maybe do regional events and have a GC type, like a Jack of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
And we do it at my house, to be honest with you. So it's just a giant pool party.
Hey, that's all right. That's all right. And you also, on your post on the event, you're looking for gift baskets, local arts or crafts, event tickets, exclusive experiences, spa or wellness packages, barbecue gear, of course, anything fun, fabulous, or flavorful. So those like silent auction items or raffle items?
Yes. So either silent auction or raffle. So if we get something that's a big ticket item, we'll do a exclusive raffle, like this ticket color sales are just for this item.
Yep.
If we were to get a large item, we would just have a ticket color and say, you pay $20 for this ticket, and it goes towards that particular item. Then we'll also have silent auction items. We had someone donate $1,000 for belly flop last year. Whoever won the belly flop challenge, they didn't win the money, but the money went towards the charity. That's how we got the $5,000 raised last year, was that stuff. And then the silent auction and things like that. But in raffle items, we didn't charge anything for the women last year. This year, we're charging them $25 just to help us beef up the raffle items a little bit. Because everything was coming out of my pocket for the last couple of years. But now that we're growing and we're getting more women involved, like the first year we only had 15 women. Last year we had 30. Right now we're at 25 people, and we still have a few more weeks left to sign up.
Okay. Now, if anybody has, products or things for the raffle and would like to donate, how do they get in touch with you the best and easiest way?
They can drop it in the comments or DM me on Facebook or Instagram.
Okay. You heard it there, guys. If you got anything you can offer or know anybody or, make a call to help out, this is an incredible event for a wonderful cause.
Memphis FA gave us some used grills from the demonstrations. We're going to clean them up real good and then raffle them off. Obviously a discount, but it's like live fire, open fire pits from Oklahoma Joe that we're just going to clean up really, really good and make them look almost brand new. So at least we get a couple $100 a piece for each one, maybe, and stuff like that. So even if it's gently used, we can clean it up. I just need to get it in here in time so that we can do it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Oh, that sounds like a wonderful, wonderful event. So let's move on to the seeing it just happened, the Memphis in May, and you're working with them, and obviously it was 2 weeks ago, and the famous friend of the show, Heath Riles,
yeah, he did.
overall grand champion with ribs,
he did.
He was been striving for to win with ribs, and he finally got it. You know, he's hit first place numerous times, but to get the grand champion overall on ribs was fantastic.
Hey, when I saw it, and I couldn't tell him. And it took everything I had to keep my mouth shut. You know me, because I'm the scoring trailer person, so I knew everything before everybody else did. It took everything I had to keep my mouth shut because I was so happy for him, and he was over the moon. I'll be honest, this year was the first year that I was most excited to be backstage because there were so many people that I knew that walked the stage that didn't expect to walk the stage, and it was really great. I was happy to see them all. There was a lot of tears for everybody. It was very emotional for a lot of groups of people back there, and honestly, that was my most favorite backstage year ever for Memphis in May. Heath Riles first, and then having our junior, Carly, I can't even pronounce her last name, but the Rockin' A's, Texas. I mean, I was so proud of her. I texted her and told her, girl, you killed it. I was so proud of you. Congratulations. She's still starstruck and over the moon. If you can get her on your show, I would try to do that.
Oh, yeah.
Her and her whole family are excited about that trophy so much.
Oh, absolutely.
The kids division, I am so stoked about that. I can't wait to grow that much more. That was one of the best ideas that they finally listened to me on. And we've been trying to give them ideas on growing things for a long time on how to get the program going better, but it took a change in leadership to get that there. And I'm so grateful that they have the new CEO in place at Memphis in May. He's so much more open-minded. Memphis in May is not going anywhere. It's solid and it's good. And I'm very excited about where it's going. Between adding SEA in there and then adding the kids program, I can totally see the kids program doubling next year. I've already had kids that were in park pulling me aside while their parents are turning in their ancillary entries, going, I'm going to cook next year. I'm going to cook next year. I didn't know this was a thing. I'm going to cook next year.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
I am so excited about the kids division. We gave them direct comment feedback cards. They got to see what the judges really said. Well, some of the judges were too nice and not extra critical. We get work on that, but still, the fact that they got that was good. I think a lot of the adults wish they got that too. But that was my favorite thing. Of everything that happened at Memphis in May this year was the kids program.
Yeah. And you guys worked with CBA on that, correct?
Oh, no, we are working with them. No, we're already working with Steven over there. We're working on growing that for next year and things like that. And they've been a great asset. Very excited about that relationship, by the way. And it's also gotten a lot of the Texas teams to come into Memphis to cook at Memphis in May too. So it's not just being about all these party teams in Memphis coming anymore. It's more about actually making it a real ward championship again. It's not a play-to-play. It's like getting your champions from all the different divisions and getting them at Memphis in May and being what it needs to be, like the Royal, like the Jack, and stuff like that. We need to have been doing that a long time ago, and it's finally happening, and I'm so excited about that as well. Because that's what it needs to be.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, how did you get involved originally with Memphis in May? Was it through possibly competing and then, worked into the, the different branches behind the scenes, or did you go straight?
The girl that I knew at the time, we were her friends, and she got me helping with running the Arlington barbecue contest, which I currently run because she's retired. she said, "Oh, I also do this at Memphis in May." It was an ambassador program. So I don't know if people that like know Houston or whatever, they have these ambassadors that come around, they check on the teams, they give them the liaison information and stuff like that. So for the first few years, I did that. And one year, the judging department had an issue and they needed help in the judging area. So I just went over there and helped. And I'm very efficient and organized. So it's like, all right, that's where I'm better served. So I ran over there and helped them out that year, and I never left. And then I just kind of worked my way up the food chain to where I was. And actually, that's how I met my husband, Brandon, in 2013. He was seasonal staff for Memphis in May. I was single.
Okay.
And so we met in 2013 and we hit it off. Got married that following November. Had a baby the following December. And here we are still running Memphis in May judging, how many years later, because 2014 to now, so 11 years?
Yeah.
We've been running the judging for Memphis in May, and we were only supposed to be there 3 and we're still sticking around. But it is what it is. We're trying to make it better. The teams really enjoy us being there, from what I can understand, because we are a competition team. So we understand their side of the story.
Yes.
And when they want to argue a point or make a statement, we hear their voice too, because we do cook as well. And that has been one of the biggest things that we've heard from teams, is that because we are cook centric, they feel more heard. So when we tell them, if you don't complain about something, we can't fix it. Now they finally feel that they can complain and feel heard.
Good.
Where other sanctioning bodies, they're not having that felt. And so, I'm not going to name them.
Mm-hmm.
But we do listen to everything they say, and we will actually respond to their complaints. They'll say, if we have to say no, we'll say, no, this is why. And that's a huge difference compared to a lot of other sanctioning bodies where it's just no, because.
Yeah. And funny you say that, because, as a competitor, and you get the score sheets and, okay, it is what it is. Once you turn to boxing, it's completely out of your hands.
No, we will talk. If you have an issue reading your scorecard, you want to understand what happened on your scorecard, call us. We'll talk.
And I saw on social media today, Carly had posted her scores on, it might have been a brisket.
Yeah, I saw all the 5s on it. I was like, that sounded like it was a drop judge.
Out of all the scores, it was 10s across the board except 1 9. So it would have been a 10 10 9. And the second judge 5 5 5.
So I would ask the rep, did you not have enough judges? You put 5s in the space, because that's what I would ask as a rep. Because if you didn't have enough judges for that category, that's what I would ask. Did you not have enough judges for that category and you put 5s in the spot just in case, or in the spot? I would not have, as a rep, I would not have done that. But that's the question for her to ask. And I saw all the comments in there too, because they can't answer it unless you ask, right?
Yeah.
So I saw another guy said Judge 3 kind of did the similar thing with him in the comments. I would ask, did you guys not have enough judges? And that's an acceptable answer, because if you don't have enough, you just don't have enough. But you need to educate the teams on what you're doing in those instances so they know how to handle it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's all that is. It's all about educating and being transparent.
Now, okay, in a situation like that you don't have enough judges, how do you complete the scoring process of, like you said, you could fill in with the 5s, but is that 5s across the board, or like that? This seemed to be a particular table.
That's a question for the sanctioning body to be answered by.
Okay.
Because I can't answer on behalf of any other ones. I know from Memphis in May, we don't have that problem. We have enough. We always have enough judges. We overstaff most of the time. Judges get to judge multiple categories, so we know we have plenty of judges for every category. So that's not an issue for us. Other sanctioning bodies, I don't know how they handle that. I know when I compete at MBN, if they have to go to Normally, they like to have 6 judges per table. If they had to cut down to 5 or to 4, I honestly, off the top of my head, I can't remember what their choice is for resolution on that.
Okay.
But that
Okay.
to me, as a person that I would be as a competitor and as an organizer, my first thing would be to ask the sanctioning body, whoever the rep was for that event, did you not have enough judges for this category? And if they said yes, they did, it was fully staffed for a table, then they need to re-educate that judge.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we don't allow that. Our lowest score at Memphis MA is an 8. We don't allow anything below an 8. And if we have, and they put an 8, we strongly suggest they give a comment why. We can't force them to. We strongly suggest they comment why, because we know the teams are going to ask, why the hell did I get this score?
Yeah.
And we need to go back and look at it. It may take us a little bit because the scorecards are now at the warehouse, but we at least need to be able to go do it. They put too much money into this. And that's the whole point of what I was talking about, us being team centric. The people before us did not care.
But you got the new regime in there and turning it around for the better.
You can't fix you don't know what's broken. If you don't have the right things to say, you don't know what to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Chris, Eastwind Farms, what's up? Sandy, what's happening? And I believe I saw Dan from Big Dog Sauce Company. What's up, brother? What's up?
Okay, yeah, Chris effort for the door.
Yeah, Chris, everybody's favorite student,
buddy.
Chris, the thing with Chris actually knows where the door is. As a matter of fact,
I'm dying laughing at Brandon because that was chanted at World Food Championships a few years ago. My husband actually won finals because his name is Brandon.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. All right, so that was Memphis MA. So let's you're dropping these segues. I love it. Thank you.
All right, ready for World Food?
World Food. Funny you bring that up, Michelle. You might know one of the world champions. Now,
maybe.
You said you've been cooking since, what was it, 07, 08 personally, then as a team with your husband, was it, I'm sorry, was it 13?
Yeah, 15? We got 13. Yeah.
Okay. So you guys have been competing together and separate for a while. How did you originally, the first time you got to World Foods?
All right. So, shoot, what year was it? Don't let me look it up. He went first because he won steak at a contest. What year was that? 19? I'm guessing because I don't want to look. I don't want to log into his account and look. I think 2019, may have been 18. There's a little KCBS contest out near us called Goat Days International, and they had a steak competition there, and he got his golden ticket for World Steak there. He won a steak ticket. Like we said all the profanities when they called his ticket number. He's like, "Oh, effing way!" And the next week we got an email from both World Steak and World Food because that contest was like early September, and that's when World Food was in Orange Beach.
Okay.
And then the World Steak competition was in October still, not in the spring. He's like, "We're going. Damn it, we're going. I don't care how much it costs, we're going." So we signed up for both. And I'll tell you what, we went there we went to World Food in October in Orange Beach. It was like just me and him. We left the kid at home with the dogs and stuff. And there was a cold front that came through there. I've never cooked a steak holding down a tent strapped to a truck while a cold front came through over sand. It was a hot mess. I'll tell you that. And then he didn't place, but we did see that what Kitchen Arena looked like there. And it was outside, obviously in tents at that time because they weren't in buildings anymore, or before. Yeah. Now they're in buildings. And that was our first shot at seeing it. And we had friends that had cooked. I think it might have been 18. Yes, Orange Beach, Alabama, Big D. Because our friend Tommy Shive had cooked he was in the final round for final table for the burger category in 2017. I think it might have been 18 when we got in. And shoot, one of my dogs farted. That stinks. Sorry.
That's fine. Well, I believe me. I know how it is.
It's the one right beside me. Yeah, so I think it was 18 that we went that year, and we were just excited to be there. We cooked. We had a good time. And he decided he wanted to be in Kitchen Arena. His thing is seafood. He likes cooking seafood. So he's like, how do I get in seafood? So we asked our friends that were in the 2017 final table round, how do you get in? And they told us about this Taste America Challenge, which is an online recipe thing that you can get. And they do it in the spring. World Food does. And it's usually through Taste of America, obviously, and some other things. And you submit a recipe in and some pictures and describe your dish. And they recreate it, or they do perceived taste or whatnot. And he got in the Kitchen Arena that year. And that year, that's when they went to Dallas at Fair Park under Reunion Tower, whatever it was, with a gold ball.
Yeah.
So that year I had won my way in through state because I had my state golden ticket. And so SCA state gets you in. So I went in on steak and he went in on seafood and Kitchen Arena. He did like mid-pack there, and we did good. And then COVID hit. Then they went virtual. So we had a whole virtual year, and they did everything virtual. And he did well during the virtual year. And then we both came back after that, and we've been just there ever since. And I decided I didn't want to be in the steak anymore, and I did the online recipe thing myself to get into the Kitchen Arena. I did recipe. Apparently, I was overshot everything for the judges for a couple of years on recipe and soup. So when Live Fire came up, I said, all right, I'm going back outside. I like cooking outside. I like cooking over Live Fire. I like cooking over flames. And so when Live Fire came, I started doing better. 23 was the first year for Live Fire. Competed there. I took second place. No, I had first place going in on the prelim with a perfect score. And then I came out fifth overall on the final round. So it still qualified me for the next year. And then this past year in November, I get in on the wild card, the Master Chef judge, because I did have a drop plate. So I was going in. I went to go turn my entry in, and I'm literally 5 feet from the table. And I caught a gust of wind because Indiana has wind, and you're having to turn everything on a platter. It took one of my plates and flipped it upside down and threw it in the street. And I had 34 seconds left before the cutoff, and I'm the furthest team from the turn-in table. My sous chef ran so damn fast to get a replacement plate, and he made it back within 2 seconds left.
Wow.
I had cameras in my face. I was stuck in a pause moment, and most power squat ever from hell, like 2 inches from the table. So when he set it on the plate, I can just drop it down and be done. And it was the worst 30 seconds of my life. But if I didn't turn it in, I was like, tell me, just set it down. I said, no, if I set it down, one judge ain't judging and I'm screwed. Then I'm getting the 5s, right?
Yeah.
And I couldn't afford that. I was like, no, I have no shot at finals if I don't turn this fucking shit in. So I waited until he got there, and I had people in my head going, he's here. Set it down. I set it down and got judged. And
wow.
It went in. So they take the top 5 on merit on your scores, and then they take the next 2 based on MasterChef judges. So I was technically on scores on merit. I was 9th going in, which is not bad considering what I just went through. That was not bad at all. But the MasterChef judges bumped me up to 7th. So I moved on to the final round. And so the required ingredients for the final round was Sam's Club ribeye, which the year before, that's what I did for the perfect score dish.
Okay.
So I was like, let's just do what we know. We know this dish. We know it does well. Do it again. So we did it again, and it got a 98.75 instead of 100 this time. But it got me a first place finish and a best overall score out of all the champions.
Oh, that's incredible.
That's Ricky Bobby, that damn bitch.
Oh, Oh, that's incredible.
I was crying and acting like a clown on stage. I mean, it was a lot. It was a lot that weekend.
Oh, absolutely. But it's I've never cooked. Matt Pereira, who was in earlier, he's probably asleep by now
Nah,
because
he's not.
he goes to work. He's a truck driver, so he's up at 1 o'clock to head to work. But he had cooked World Foods a few years ago.
You did.
I want to say either 2 or 3 years ago. He cooked on the barbecue side, and he goes, man, it is a hell of an experience.
Mm-hmm.
And especially with he goes, I was the only one. Oh, he's there.
I told you
he's still awake. Here I am talking shit. The old timer needed his beauty rest. What was it, Matt? 2 years ago or 3? All I know is it was raining, and I think he had his boots on. He was used to it from cooking up here. Because, Michelle, just so in case you don't know, every time Matt cooks, it rains. Guaranteed.
He said
guaranteed. 22. Yeah. And but yeah, he was out there cold, wet, raining, and mud boots, and I think he left a hose or an extension cord or something down there. And one of the guys, he goes, "Nope, forget it. I don't want it. I'm leaving." So he left a little part of him in Texas. So, oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So, Michelle, what is the rush, the feeling, the thought of, your name getting called as the world champion of live fire? That just sounds incredible.
It was kind of overwhelming.
Yeah.
I know I still watch the video because I have them on my phone because everybody was sending me videos from their house when they were live streaming it. And I still watch them every now and then just to go, how stupid to look on camera. But no, it was pretty overwhelming. And then honestly, what was worse is when they shove you off the stage and they feed you through these funnels of things you have to do, like pictures and interviews and filling out paperwork and this, that, and the other. And, oh, by the way, you got this, you need to come pick it up right now. That kind of was a little, I was like, where's my husband? Where's my husband? I need my husband. Because I couldn't find him. And like, at this point, my 9-year-old kid is like having to manage me because my husband had to go get things. So my 9-year-old's walking around like, Mom, you need to go here. Mom, you need to go here. It was kind of overwhelming. I imagine that's what it's like when you go to like the Emmys and crap,
Yeah.
It was intense for a minute. And I don't remember most of the night because of how much I was shoved around to fill things out. I do like that. I did get a 1-year membership to the American Culinary Federation. Once I can actually take the time to take their classes online, I definitely want to take advantage of that stuff. But they did give us a Yoder grill, which we had to pick up that night. So we had to go get the trailer, get all of our stuff out of there that night, then fill out all the W-9s and the paperwork and the non-releases, do all the things with Indiana pork. And it's insane when you do that stuff. And then all of a sudden after that, they're like, okay, now we're going to schedule you for this thing and this thing and this thing and this thing. It's kind of nuts. It's starting to finally slow down because now we're, 6 months out. But it's nice. But we do have a live fire competition coming up that they're having me do a 5-course live fire tasting menu with in Nashville, Indiana at Hard Truth Distillery. So that's a ticketable thing if you want to go do a 5-course pairing meal with a meal that I'm cooking over live fire with whiskey cocktail pairings at Hard Truth Distillery in Nashville, Indiana. And the next day is a live fire competition with public sampling. So things like that are starting to come up that they're doing. So these things are going to start happening more often. I'll start appearing at those more often as well. I know I'll be at that one. It's June 27th to 28th. That is the partnership with World Food Championships. I will also be at an SCA event in Wichita Falls, Kansas at the end of September.
Okay.
Doing some live fire things there. And then I'm supposed to be in Hondo, Texas at the Open Fire Meetup with Al Fragoni in early November.
November, yeah. Yeah, that's supposed to be a time, that one.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for that one. I'm looking for the fun. So what we've learned is like, yeah, barbecue is great. We love barbecue. We've been cooking barbecue for a long time, but a lot of us are getting tired of that part. We still want to do it, but we won't do it as much. So the live fire thing is definitely a new avenue thing. Like when COVID hit, SCA was very big, right? Because it was like a 1 day thing. You just do one thing, go home. Well, live fire is kind of that thing. It's a 1 day thing, maybe 2 max, but it's not overnight like barbecue is, especially doing whole hog or pork or shoulders.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are getting tired. We're all getting older. We're trying to find things max use our time. We're also trying to work on the barbecue attrition rate. So we're trying to grow the young people of barbecue. So that's where the youth events are starting to pick up a lot more often, because if you don't grow them, we're not going to have barbecue anymore.
That's right.
So that's a big thing that everybody needs to work on. But that's kind of where we're at right now.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Junior Salinas, Big Salinas Barbecue. What's happening, brother? Big Rome, what's going on? And where is it? Oh, there's NBL, Nothing But Love. What's up, brother? So the pairing you're going, I don't know if you can say, but if you can, what is on the menu for that evening?
Let me pull it up real quick, because I'm actually have to go to my email on that one, because I'm tired. Hold on a second. Hold on, I'm gonna go run to my other side because I have it printed out. Hold on a second.
Tom, that is hilarious. My son's idea of barbecue is the McRib. I wrote him out of the will. Oh, I love it. Oh, Tom always in there for a zinger. I love it. I love it. Pat Cullen, what's up, brother?
All right. So you ready for our first round?
I am.
First round, we're doing a campfire arancini with a Fire Kiss vodka sauce. Round 2, I don't know what the drink pairings are. I just know the meal.
Yep.
We're doing a pork belly tostada with a fire grilled corn and pickled onions.
Oh.
Round 3 is seared sea scallops with toasted coconut, rum, pineapple brown butter, and mimosa slaw. Round 4 is pork tenderloin with a horseradish garlic mashed potatoes and a hard truth grain bourbon demi-glace.
Ooh.
And then the final round is a peanut butter whiskey bliss. So it's peanut butter whiskey ice cream with a maple bourbon cream.
Oh.
Oliver Live Fire.
Michelle, I love when you talk like that. Oh.
So get those tickets.
Oh, right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, man. Now, were you doing stuff like this before, or, did more opportunities have come about since your progression in the barbecue and live fire world?
We had a few private chef opportunities before, but this is the biggest one we've had that's been sent our way, and we're very excited about it. We have a team of 4 that's going to help us put that dish out, or that menu out. They're up there at Hard Truth Distillery in Nashville, Indiana. And we're just enjoying the ride. That's why we named our team Ain't It the Life, honestly, because we're just enjoying where barbecue takes us. Like I've been to Sydney, Australia to teach them how to run barbecue contests down there. I got to go to New York to be an alternate for Chopped. I didn't get to go on the show, but I got to sit in the coat closet and smell everybody else's coats. Yeah, I was a sniffer, sorry. But Bobby Flay might have wore one. I didn't know.
I have a text message question.
Okay.
From my good little brother, Braden Estrella. And he is cooking the Kids Q at the Triple Crown with us, me and Carlos Calzada, who was in the chat earlier. And he's joining us for the Kids Q side, and this is his first time competing. And his question is, Johnny, can you please ask Michelle if she is coming to the Triple Crown? You want to come to the Triple Crown? It is 3 weeks, the third weekend in June in Vermont, the last weekend in June in Rhode Island, and the last weekend in July for New Hampshire.
I am third weekend in June is the Bitches Contest.
So that's out.
Fourth weekend in June is Nashville, Indiana. Last weekend in July, maybe.
Okay. Maybe, Braden. We'll see. We'll see.
Cancel Galax, Virginia, so we'll see.
Oh, yes. But speaking of Braden.
Send me more information.
Okay. Okay, we can do that. Well, speaking of Braden, like I said, this is going to be his first time competing. What advice would you give one of the young competitors, a kid Q competitor, on their first time doing it? He'll be doing chicken wings twice, once in Vermont, once in New Hampshire, and I believe steak in Rhode Island.
Don't overthink it. Use your Thermapen and trust your Thermapen. Because get it done. Doneness is important.
Mm-hmm.
Don't over season, don't under season. So know your seasoning, know your shaking hand. Be even. Chicken, just make sure it's... Chicken's always hard. I always hate chicken. Are they doing it on hot and fast, or are they doing low and slow?
We can do whatever we want. I think we were talking, and we're gonna be throwing them on the low and slow, and then getting a quick blast at the end to get a little char here and there for that grill.
I would definitely recommend a low and slow to get your meat done slower, because you don't want it to dry out. Use a chicken injection. It helps it not dry out as well. So I can recommend Heath Rowell's chicken injection. It's good. I'll be honest, when we do chicken, that's what we do. Inject the stuff out of it. And then that way, when you do cook it, it's going to render that fat that's in the chicken in there out. And then it's also going to make it good and moist. And that way, when you go get that skin good and crispy, the chicken's not drying out. Same. And you said, what's the other, steak?
Yeah, steak.
Steak, I recommend, I honestly, personally, I use the Wicked Pig marinade. I follow it to the directions on the QR code, to be honest with you, 100%. Mm-hmm. It's quick. You have to do it, and then you got to rinse it off. But it does break down those tendons, the silver skin that makes your cuts a little extra hard. That does help with that. And then just get you a good SPG, and then a good beef rub that goes on top of that. And you really don't need much more of that. Just make sure that you have a good steak weight, so your grill grate marks are looking good.
Yeah.
And honestly, we use that brown painting gravy stuff. I think you guys know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Use that to paint your lines.
Okay. Very good. Very good. Yeah, he's so excited. The emails and the text messages are flying. He's sending me videos of this and recipes of that. And, he's an absolute sponge.
Just remember,
when it comes to it.
You do it, just make sure that it doesn't get above like 137, 138 on temp. That way, you're perfect done.
Absolutely. So hear that, Braden. Take notes, brother. I will quiz you tomorrow on that, sir. After you get out of school, of course.
Are you still in school?
Up here, yeah. My kids, they're not getting out to the 18th. So they still got like 2.5 weeks. Yeah.
It's too hot down here. They don't like it.
Yeah, and we got all them snow days. That's why.
Oh.
Snow and ice really throws crazy stuff up this way when we get it. But yeah, the school seemed to get a little soft, I'm thinking, because there's some of these days that go, guys, come on now. Let's get realistic here. It's not a blizzard, but it ain't, I think you could pull it off.
No, we get a 1/4 inch of ice, they shut down here.
Oh, yeah. Well, now in Tennessee, you're on the Memphis area.
I'm about 20 minutes north of Memphis.
Okay. Yeah, I was we were through there a few years back, and stopped by a dear friend of mine, Steve Ray from the Owl's Nest Barbecue Pro Shop in Ottawa, Tennessee, on the eastern side. So we stopped in, saw him. Like we've never had snow in New Hampshire before. That's what I said, Chris. That's what I said. It's like, come on. I get the calls from the guys. Hey, we got we're buried. We got 10 inches of snow, and yeah, we call that Tuesday.
Right?
It is what it is. I'm out there in shorts and a hoodie in 0 degrees, throwing splits on the offset, having a grand old time for myself. But Michelle, thank you so much. This was so exciting to talk to you and learn more about your journey. And like we said, we'll just cap it real quick again. What is it? The third week in June
Is the bitches
is the Bitches of Barbecue Rib Throwdown.
Right now we have 25 female pit masters signed up. Men can't help. They have to party by the pool. Girls cook ribs. We find out who the real lady pit master is. They get a belt buckle, some money. We have a silent auction. Everything's benefiting the Northwest Mississippi Family Crisis Center, which supports domestic violence victims, children and adults, rape and molestation victims.
Absolutely. And anybody who would like to donate anything, gift back to auction items, raffle items, please message Michelle on either Facebook or Instagram, and you guys will get that done. That'll be fantastic. Yeah, we're looking forward to
Memphis in May next year. Let me know. I'll tell you when it's coming up. You want to learn to be a judge for Memphis in May? Let me know. We have a class in February. Every year in February we have class. So judges there. I'm also holding an SCA judge class in August here in the Arlington, Tennessee area. So if you want to be an SCA judge, you happen to live in this area. I know they're also having in other areas of the country. So definitely get SCA certified if you want to do some other cool things. Then we got World Foods coming up, Indiana. Come see me.
Absolutely. Well, Michelle, awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time. I will definitely be in touch with you again, and we'll get more and more into it. And I appreciate what you said. I need to fill in, and we'll jump in, and we'll have a hell of a conversation. So thank you so much for everything you do, and good luck and everything with the contest and the dinner. It sounds like it's going to be mouth-watering tremendous.
Tickets are on sale.
Oh, I love it. But thank you so much. Hang on 1 second. Let me close this out, and I'll jump right back in with you. Oh, guys, incredible, great, incredible cook, great role model, wealth of knowledge. I think that was great talking with Michelle. And like I said, guys, if you have anything or like to donate or know anybody that could help out in this cause, please message Michelle on Facebook and Instagram, and help the great cause out. Thank you all for tuning in. Like I said earlier, sign-ups for the New England Triple Crown 50/50 auto still open, so get your registration in. Next week, still waiting on full confirmation. I messaged him this afternoon, but he might be traveling back. I know he was out in Oregon, I believe. But Mr. Fred Robles, president of the CBA and head cook at Rio Valley Meats, will be joining us to talk about the CBA and his thoughts of it expanding as much as it is up in the New England area. So it'll be good to catch up with Fred. But thank you all for tuning in. Questions and comments, please send them to pitlifebbqpodcast@gmail.com. Find the video, Facebook and YouTube, all the audio, wherever. I'm on all of them. Spotify, Spreaker, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Apple, Google, all of them. All of them, they're there. Thank you all for tuning into those. We are closing in on 200,000 audio downloads. So thank you all so very much. And Pro-Life Barbecue Podcast @gmail.com. This is never going to go away, and it's never not going to be funny. Thank you, Dutch. I appreciate it. Chef Johnny, what's up? Just in time to say goodbye. Matt, I will. Awesome. But guys, like I said, till next week, keep the smoke rolling.